finally we got around to getting the correct speeds to make a Bateater comp. So you see here, we have 2 Maneaters, we have Seeker, Fayne, and we also have Painkeeper, and this is for Ultra Nightmare. So this was my first run on Void, which ended up being 53 mil. Okay. So I have some screenshots to show you as well, because keep in mind, it's about progression. It's about process. Okay. So it took 3 hours to redo gear and try to get the Bateater speeds. That was pretty much the main thing I was trying to work on. So what you're gonna see here is that was 1 key Ultra Nightmare, but at the time, the clan boss was not Void Affinity. The clan boss actually was Force Affinity. And so then we ended up getting 45 mil for 1 key. And this is pretty much with them primarily having speeds hit, and their gear wasn't fully rolled. Just trying to get the speeds and go for it to see how they do. So they ended up doing 45 mil first run with this, and it ended up being Force Affinity on Ultra Nightmare. And then they still had gear that could be rolled up. So this already was a big jump, really, really nice progress from what I was doing before. Because if you guys remember before, the previous comp I was running was the Man Crush. It was the 2 Maneaters. I had Fayne, Frozen Banshee, and Skull Crusher. And I believe they were probably topping at about 32, 33 mil per key. And so these guys already ended up being 45 mil, and that's without gear fully rolled up, okay? So I have another screenshot to show you as well. Okay, and then this is screenshot number 2. Screenshot number 2. So this is still from last night's run. This is with Clan Boss being Force Affinity, and this was the 2nd run. So the difference on this one was I went back in and I finished rolling up all of the gear. And so you see that we ended up having a nice jump to 54 mil on 1 key on this, just by going in and finishing rolling the gear. So again, this was still Force Affinity on Ultra Nightmare. And there is still plenty of room to grow on this, because there's different gear sets I could run. There's different upgrades I could make to this. But I do feel it's very, very important to track your progress. That way you can see that for yourself, that, you know, you're slowly getting better and better as you're adding in better gear, and as your gear just improves overall. That way you can see where you started and where you're going to be. So what we'll do is we're gonna go take a look at the champs. I'm gonna show you guys their stats. I'll show you the gear that they have for now. But again, it is a work in progress. All right, so we're gonna start with Slow Boy Maneater. You're gonna see that he has the number 2. This is just to remind me that this is Slow Boy. So you're gonna see his stats. So we have him, his speed's at 244. Over 100% crit. Right now his crit damage is 166%, and we were trying to keep his accuracy lower. All right? And he does still have over 2,000 attack. And this is where we were able to get him with the 244 speed. And so with him, he ended up having some speed sets, as well as having some mixed sets as well. And then these are the Masteries. Now both Maneaters pretty much have the same Masteries, but I'll show you that as well too. So this is Slow Boy. So we're gonna take a look at Fast Boy. And here is my Fast Boy Maneater. So Fast Boy is at 265 speed. His crit, again, over 100% crit. He's at 118. Crit damage is at 166. And again, we were trying to keep him low accuracy. He has an attack of 2,700. And he has some mixed sets. You're gonna see he does have 1 speed set in here, but a lot of mixed pieces to be able to get him to reach those speeds. And then here's the Masteries. Same thing as Slow Boy that we just saw. Okay, so this one is Fast Boy. I know you guys were asking to see Seeker, so here is Seeker in the comp. Can't have a Bateater without the bat. So with him, his speed is 248. Again, you know, the 100% crit. So right now I have him at 101. 128% crit damage. His attack is at 3,000. And then here are his gear sets. So right now he does have perception and speed to be able to get him to meet the requirements. And then those are the Masteries. Hi Maddie, how's it going? Hi Taz. Hi, everybody. Oh, you guys talk about Ina. I haven't really done much with her. I think she's still at 40 or 50 for me. I really haven't done much. So this one is Seeker. Next, we have Fayne. So here are Fayne's stats. Right now, she's at 220 speed. Her crit, again, over 100. So we have her 102%. Crit damage, she's at 190. Over 300 accuracy. Really important on her accuracy to make sure that we're landing the weakens, the decreased defense, the poisons, all of that. Her attack is 3,000. And then these are the sets we end up going with her. So, same thing, I ended up getting some really nice rolls on some speed sets and managed to get the crit damage, the crit rate, the accuracy, all that I needed, and having some perception sets. And then these were the masteries that I went with her. So it's important to remember that these are a work in progress. And that's what you do, is you start with what you have and you work on it. So what you guys are seeing is what we have that works now. And then as we get better gear, we'll be able to try to gear. So ideally, yeah, like I would love to be able to get her in Relentless, but the pieces I have don't work. Because I'm pretty sure if I think about it, I don't think I have a single piece of Relentless with speed on it, which is terrible. So that's just not going to help. So here's Fayne, Painkeeper. So Painkeeper, she's at 240 speed. Her crit rate, again, over 100. So she's at 101. Crit damage, 121. And attack is 3,100. Okay, so this is where she's at, and then this is her gear. So we do have, again, some speed sets and some mixed, you know, 2 little mixed pieces here, and then these are her masteries. So what we'll do is we'll run this right now so you guys can see what this is. And so the first attempt, which was the first time on Ultra Nightmare Void Affinity, was 53 mil. So we'll head on in, and this is how we have them set up. So whatever works for you, I prefer, when I'm looking at my clan boss, I prefer to have Fast Boy on the right and Slow Boy on the left. That way it kind of just helps me remember who's taking what turns. So in that case, having Fast Boy down here, you see he's on the bottom here, that puts him on the right, and then Slow Boy on the left. Or you're gonna see that we did the team setup, because I was kind of messing around with that too. This is how the team setup was and for how they ended up being dropped in. But you do see that you can start on auto, which in this case, I'm actually gonna shut it off just so I can show you the first, because there's really only 4 steps it starts with. Then if you want to adjust the AI priorities to make it work, you can totally do that. But let's get in. All right, so we end up starting with Fast Boy. Right off the bat, Fast Boy goes Unkillable. Seeker, A2. The A2 is filled the turn meter and does increase attack. So we do A2 with Seeker, A1. Slow Boy, I'm just going to A2. Painkeeper, it's important that she does her A3 here. A3, and then that's it. It's that easy. And it's just auto from there, and you're done. That easy. And then they go. So what we'll see is, we'll see how they do. But already their first run on Void Affinity was 53 mil. So nice and easy right from the start. They just hit it off right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let them run and then we'll see where they end up. But I love the progress already, because you guys saw that we went from the original comp when I did the Man Crush, which was Skull Crusher 2 Maneaters, was like 32, 33 mil. We went to 43 mil and then up to 55. So it's been such a nice progress. Yeah, it's so easy, right guys? It really is easy. It's such a clean and easy setup, exactly. So you could probably go in and you could set up the AI priority and then honestly, just let it go. But I didn't do that. That way I could show you guys. And I honestly don't mind. I don't mind going in and doing the first couple steps, because otherwise it feels really lazy to me. I don't want to do that. about the mill. Now we want to see it go above 1 mil per turn, is what we want to see. All right, 26 and 26. Perfect. So now we're starting here. This is good. That's good. 26 and 26. Yep, so we're already over 41, and we haven't gotten to turn 41. 9. So last turn. So I'm very happy with this. Very happy with the progress. And like I said, on Force, because Fayne is strong on Force Affinity, we ended up doing 55 mil. So I am pleased. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. There we go. So 51.2. I'm very, very happy with this. This is such nice progress from where they were. So Seeker ended up doing 10.9 mil, 15.2, 55.4 mil, 9.3, and 10.1 mil. So I'm very, very pleased. This is a two key Ultra Nightmare. Now again, as we get better gear, I'll be tracking the progress and seeing how we improve. As I'm able to get better gear, for example, like trying to get some decent sets of Relentless to even try to put Fayne in, because she has the lowest speed requirements in this comp, because she's at 220, so that's the lowest speed requirement. So hopefully as I try to collect more Relentless, maybe try to get some speed on her, that would be helpful on the gear. But I can't wait to see how this team progresses and evolves, because we know with Bateater, they can do more damage. They definitely can do more. But I am pleased with this. I'm very, very happy. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to just ask, okay? And I'll try to answer the best I can.